Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. No matter where you're watching from, no matter where in the country, no matter the platform, make sure you hit the follow button, make sure you're subscribing, and of course, hit that share button. If you share the channel, we'll give out picks. That's how we do things here at Fumble Sports. If you're watching on TikTok Live, we obviously have a different setup now. Make sure that you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit the share button. Feel free to put in your comments, your questions here for all of it. Jake, thanks for hitting that like button as many times as you have. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. And if you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we are here for you guys as well. So never feel like you need to hesitate or pause in asking for questions. Elliot Robinson, great to see you. Kyle Klein, the man with the plan. How you doing, Kyle? Wonderful to see you. So wonderful to have all of our loyal viewers with us today. If you guys have questions, we have answers. We don't have a full baseball slate today, but certainly plenty of baseball to talk through. Also, we do have some fantasy football. Farika, great to see you guys as well. Brand new setup here at Fumble Sports on TikTok Live. Maybe doing a bit of a different kind of show. But if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you're getting the full behind-the-scenes experience. So if any of you guys watching on TikTok want to shift over to YouTube, you're going to see our research up on the screen. You're going to see our picks up on the screen. TikTok now, that way I can engage with you guys. But we're going to keep things on YouTube. Kyle, let's go. Everybody excited? Happy Cash Monday to you, Dante. Elliot, no mock draft today. We're not going to do a mock draft. Funny enough, I have a cooking class after this. Yes, I'm trying to learn how to cook better. So a bunch of you have seen me try to progress in my life. I have a cooking class after this. So no mock draft today. If you guys do need help with your fantasy football drafts, though, that's one of the reasons we're here doing our show right now. So if you guys have questions, feel free to fire away. We have plenty of answers to give out. If you want to know which players to go with, one name versus another, which round to take a certain player, we're here to help you guys out in whatever way possible. So, Fumble Sports, make sure that you're following us, make sure you're subscribing, and of course, hit that follow button. As always, I want to shout out all of those loyal viewers that join us every day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have a lot going on with our show and with our network. We have a new sponsor that we are going to be rolling out tomorrow. I can tease it a little bit. Sharps app. We'll give you guys a promo code and all those good things tomorrow. But for today, we're just here to help you guys out. So if you guys need any help today with your betting picks, your DFS lineup, your fantasy lineup, fantasy football draft, whatever you guys need help with, Farika, Dante, Kyle, all those watching on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, put in your questions. If you're watching on TikTok Live, make sure you fire away. What are your questions? How can I help you guys out with your sports viewing today? Here to help you guys out wherever I can. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, I'm about to put some picks up on the screen. If you're watching on TikTok, I'm about to say the picks. So if you're watching on TikTok, keep an open ear. I'm about to give out some picks for all of you guys today. So if you guys like sports betting, if you like to play fantasy sports, if you like player prop bets, you've come to the right place. So for all of you folks, here are a couple of my favorite plays of the day. First one that I like is Giants plus 1.5. That's the San Francisco Giants plus 1.5. They're going to be playing the Philadelphia Phillies. Aaron Nola on the mound, but Nola, not as great as you may think. I actually think there's a better chance that the Giants cover in this one, the plus 1.5. So that one is up on the board for all of you guys to see if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. If you're watching on TikTok, you can go over to YouTube to see that. Or, of course, you can just ask. If you guys have questions, comments, here for all of it. If you share the channel, the more times you share the channel, the more picks I'll give out. I don't ask for any money. I don't need you guys to give me any money. All I ask is that you guys share the channel. If you're watching on TikTok Live, make sure you hit that share button as many times as you can. It's free to do so and obviously supports our network. So if you guys have questions, share the channel just like Harley did. Thank you so much, Harley. And because Harley did that, I am going to give out a pick. So the next pick that I'm going to give out, a player that I really like today, Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos, I'm taking him over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Nick Castellanos disappointed me a little bit in that game in Williamsport yesterday, but I do like the idea of taking him today. Kyle Klein is reaching out and saying he really likes the Kansas City Royals on the money line today. I do as well. I'm not going to take the bet because they're an underdog against the Oakland A's. I'll take them on the run line. But Kyle, I think you have a good nose for a good bet here. Do I think the Kansas City Royals will ultimately win the game today against the A's? I think they will. So I don't think it's a bad play, Kyle. I'm taking it plus 1.5, but that's just because I'm making sure my butt fumble is secure on that play. Solo Bands, great to see you. Loyal viewer, let's see what you're asking about. Rate my team. Cooper Kupp, not as crazy about him this year. Think he's, great numbers from the past. I really don't like the Rams passing game. Love Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love Bijan Robinson. Hunter Henry, or is it Hunter Henry or is it Derrick Henry? I'm assuming it's Derrick Henry because you have Higbee, but just let me know, Solo Bands, if it's Derrick Henry. Love that pick. So your two running backs, your RB1 and your RB2 are Bijan and Derrick Henry. Love that. Fields, love it. Higbee, you're too loaded on the Rams offense. You're too loaded on the Rams passing game. There are better tight ends. I think Higbee could probably have a decent year, but I think there are better tight ends overall. I would actually consider right now trading Cooper Kupp. It may sound crazy. He could have a good maybe first half of the year. I think he's either going to get hurt or teams are just going to say, we're not going to let Cooper Kupp beat us. You can throw to Van Jefferson. You can let Cam Akers beat us. We are not going to let Cooper Kupp beat us. Solo Bands, I would put some feelers out there. One of the things you want to do is you want to ask teams, hey, who on my team would you like? Don't necessarily just give away a player. They might be suspicious. Don't target a player too heavily. Just kind of feel it out. Who in your league do you think would be susceptible to a trade? Try to target a team that has two players that you like. So if he goes, there's no way I'm trading Waddle, you could be like, well, would you trade Dameon Pierce and that backup wide receiver? Oh, yeah, I might do that. Try to find a team where there are multiple options for a trade. But I would trade Cooper Kupp. I understand why you're trying to trade Higbee. I think you'll find some tight ends over the season that are just available on the waiver wire. Cooper Kupp has the greatest trade value in terms of what you could get back. What kind of defense do I like? I love the Eagles' defense. I really like the 49ers' defense. I like defenses where we know they're going to get sacks because they have a good defensive front. One of the things I like about a good defensive front, not only do they get sacks, you get those panic interception throws. Those plays where a quarterback is just feeling the heat, so they just chuck it up, get some easy interceptions. Those teams are usually also good for a couple of defensive touchdowns. But you also want to be in a division where there are fewer good offenses. NFC West has some dog offenses right now. Do I trust the 49ers offense? Kind of. Do I trust the Seahawks offense? Probably the most of anyone in that division right now, but it goes to show the 49ers could do really well. We know Dak Prescott's going to throw picks. We know Sam Howell's going to throw picks. Daniel Jones is susceptible to fumbles, so the Eagles' defense could be really good. But those are the top two defenses. If I had to take someone a little bit off the board, keep your eye a little bit on the Patriots' defense. They have some better talent across that defense than people think. They could get some more turnovers than people are aware of. But I'd also look at the Green Bay Packers. Packers have a lot of talent on that defense. The NFC North, they have some offenses that can turn the ball over. Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Jared Goff. So keep your eye on that one. Oh, someone just shared the channel. So because someone shared the channel, we are going to give out another pick. Don't worry, Top Dog. Great to see you. We're going to get to your question in just a moment. But I'm giving out another pick, another game pick for everybody. Another game that I like today. I'm going to take the Tigers on the money line. Tigers on the money line is another play that I like today. So if you guys are curious, I like the Tigers on the money line. Another play for that game. Cubs, Tigers. I'm going to go over 7.5. Now that's an alternative line. If you're watching right now on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you're just going to see on the screen. Right now the over is set at 9. I want to bring that down an alternative line. 7.5, I could get it at minus 165. That's a great play for me. Definitely advantageous. So for all of those out there, that's one that I like as well. That's Cubs, Tigers, over 7.5. By the way, I'm going to get to Top Dog's question because he's been really patient. He asked about Aaron Nola and total outs. Let's look at Aaron Nola on the total outs using Outlier, one of our favorite tools here. Over 17.5 outs, 65% implied probability, minus 188 on the odds. Really good play. So Top Dog watching on YouTube right now found a good bet for all of those folks out there that are watching. Aaron Nola over 17.5 outs. I think the Giants cover, but I can understand why Aaron Nola over the 17.5 outs is a good play. What is it really saying? He's going to get through 6 innings. That's all that means. By the way, I am curious to know, if someone gets that 4th out in an inning but the player reaches, do you get credit for that out? Just a bit of a question. Okay, for all those watching on TikTok, appreciate it. Make sure you guys are sharing the channel. I'll get to your questions about game picks in a moment, but first, the real Caleb Bradley asks, my RB1 and my RB2 are Bijan and Austin Eckler. Forgive me, real Caleb Bradley, but I just went from 6 to midnight, because if those are your 2 running backs, you are in an amazing spot. That is sexy from a fantasy football standpoint, so I certainly like that play a lot. Definitely a good find by you. Nice drafting. Garrett Wilson, your your wide receiver 1. Oh my goodness, do I love it. Need advice for a sleeper on wide receiver 2. Well, in terms of a sleeper, one sleeper could actually be Amari Cooper. Now, hear me out on this. If Deshaun Watson just plays a little bit better, he's going to target Amari Cooper a lot. And I think there are some secondaries in that division that are maybe a bit vulnerable. Someone to think about there. Obviously, Calvin Ridley at this point isn't a sleeper, but he might be available as a wide receiver too. I'm trying to think of sleepers right now. I think Mike Williams, I think any wide receiver on the Chargers could be a sleeper as long as they stay healthy. Obviously, a sleeper, it wouldn't be for a wide receiver too, it's a flex. I'm telling you right now, Zay Flowers is a stud. Get Zay Flowers if you can. So, real Caleb Bradley, that's where a couple of my thoughts are on a few wide receivers that I like. If you guys want help with any of your sports picks, we're here for it. Marius, let's talk some football. What do you guys need help with? If you think Detroit is going to win, Chicago, we're crazy? Call us crazy, Aaron. Parks, do I like the Red Sox? I like the Red Sox to cover. I like the Red Sox to cover the +1.5. I don't necessarily like them to win. On a player prop bet, big note for you guys. I'm going to put it up on my board because it's someone I really like today. Jose Altuve, over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Jose Altuve rakes against James Paxton. So if you guys are looking for a good DFS player, if you're looking for a good player prop bet, make sure you're paying attention. Jose Altuve, definitely someone that you want to have on your team tonight. What do I think about DJ Moore? Love him. Elliott Robinson, love DJ Moore. Only reason I wasn't bringing him up, that was the previous team that had Justin Fields. No, love DJ Moore. DJ Moore is absolutely a player worth drafting this year. Braves first 5 on the money line. Just looking at my notes really quick. The answer is yes. I do like Braves first 5 on the money line. I like the Braves on the money line. I like Braves first 5 on the money line. By the way, for all of those that are watching, no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, I just want to say thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Make sure that you guys are hitting that follow button. Hit that follow button if you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. And that way you know every time we're live, and we can obviously help you with all of your questions. Kyle, Farika, Dante, Top Dog, if you have questions, if you're watching on Twitch right now and you have a question, do not hesitate. How do I feel about the Commanders in preseason? I do not bet preseason football, I'll tell you that. If you're asking about their season-long totals, I would say that the Washington Commanders only have a few games in which I feel really confident about their ability to actually get the win, but week 1 is one of them against the Arizona Cardinals. So I think that they have a better team than people are acknowledging. Talk about sleeper wide receivers. Terry McLaurin, absolute sleeper wide receiver, not getting nearly enough respect. But that said, that's a tough division. I don't see them finishing anywhere but 4th in that division. If you guys want more of my MLB game picks, player prop bets, home run plays, just share the channel. All you got to do is share the channel. The live goal is set for confidence picks. But that said, if you guys just want my game picks, player prop bets, or a home run play, All you have to do is share the channel. Appreciate you guys being with us. If you guys have any questions, comments, if you have takes of your own, obviously we're here to help out fantasy football owners. Hey, you fantasy football owners out there, we're here to help you guys out. Also, we can now do some interactive stuff now that we're on TikTok Live. Let's do a quick poll. We only have a few people in here. Let's see if they like it. I have the Red Sox covering +1.5 tonight against the Houston Astros. Smiley face if you agree, crying face if you disagree. One more time, I have the Red Sox covering tonight +1.5. Smiley face if you agree, crying face if you disagree. So just doing a quick poll, only a couple people in here right now, but doing a quick poll for you guys. If you're watching on another platform, let us know. Do you think the Red Sox are going to cover tonight? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Elliot Robinson says no, probably good. Elliot Robinson's usually someone worth fading. Harley says yes. Top Dog, he's got a smiley face. Top Dog thinks the Red Sox cover. If you think the Red Sox are going to cover tonight, smiley face. If you think the Astros cover the 1.5 run line, it's a crying face. So for all of those out there watching, appreciate you being with us. I like Houston covering the first 5, though. Elliott. Outright winners, Javier is an average pitcher. Top Dog, I totally agree with you. Javier has not pitched well over the last few months. Kyle Klein, though, he's crying. Kyle Klein and Elliott, they feel the same way. Harley, he's giving us some butt fumble sports emojis. Thank you so much. I love seeing that logo up there. Don't see it enough from you guys. What do you guys think? Okay, that was our first poll of the night. We're going to do some more polls. If you guys have questions, by the way, if you need help with your DFS lineup, your fantasy football lineup, your baseball bets, just ask some questions. Kyle, I don't like the Cubs on the money line. What I do like, though, I do like the Mariners on the money line. Let me get that pick up there for you. That is the Mariners on the money line. For all of those that are watching, Mariners on the money line. Elliot, did you forget about that Butt Fumble Sports emoji, that little sticker we got? That way we could show off that logo to everyone who joins the show. Okay, I've got another poll question for you because I'm having some fun with the poll questions right now. Oh, Kyle Klein. What are you talking about? The Red Sox are poop right now. They just swept the Yankees. Okay, here's a question for you. I said I like the Mariners on the money line tonight. Will the Mariners make the playoffs? Will the Mariners make the playoffs? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Will the Seattle Mariners make the playoffs? So let's start a poll. Will the Mariners make the playoffs? Smiley face yes, crying face no. They were outside the bubble, then they went on this winning streak, and now they are currently inside the playoff picture. Will the Seattle Mariners make the playoffs? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Let's see what the people think. We have 1 vote for no, 1 vote for yes. Will the Mariners make the playoffs? Smiley face yes, crying face no. For all those loyal viewers, we need LRK425 in here. He's a Seattle fan. Smiley face yes, crying face no. Will the Seattle Mariners make the postseason for a second year in a row? Elliot Robinson says no. Very interesting. Let's see what the people think. Smiley face yes, crying face no. Top Dog says no. Catfish says yes. Dante says no. Interesting votes from across different platforms. Will the Mariners make the playoffs? Smiley face yes. Crying face no. What do the people think? Right now it really feels like a toss-up. If they're not making it, who is? The Red Sox? We have the Rays that are in there right now. We have the Astros that are in there. Kyle Klein thinks they're going to make it. Kyle Klein's going with a yes vote. Smiley face yes. Crying face no. Mariners to make the playoffs. It feels like the yeses won out just a little bit. Okay, Dante, who's watching on YouTube right now, is asking about pitchers that are going to go over their walks allowed total. So let's go do that research right now. This is our reverse engineering, everybody. Let's go look at pitchers we think are going to go over their walks allowed total. So we're going to look at those pitchers. If you're watching on TikTok Live, feel free to ask your questions. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we are going to put our research and our efforts right on the screen so you guys can see them. Christian Javier, number 1 to go over his walks allowed total tonight. I will put that one up here. Let's go Christian Javier over 1.5 walks allowed. That's a play that we like, getting a really good implied probability on that, and that has been cashing very consistently. So Christian Javier over 1.5. James Paxton also pretty consistent here. Decent trend. How about on the road? James Paxton, 3 out of his last 4 road games, he's gone over this total. So James Paxton over 1.5 walks allowed. Another play that we're putting up there. Irving Marquez is saying Pirates and Cardinals over. He's saying go over on everything. Put your money on it. Put your house on it. Put everything on it. What's my answer? If you take it at 8.5, Irvin, I would say yes. If you take it at 9.5, oh boy, I think you're going to be sweating it. I think it might get to 10, but I think you might be sweating it. I think it's going to be right around 9 or 10. It's going to be like a 4-5 game, a 5-4, a 4-5 game, a 5-4 game. A 5-4 game, maybe a 5-3 game. I think the Pirates cover, so I actually like it. But let's keep looking at our reverse engineering right now. Just looking, we looked at James Paxton, liked him on the walks. You were asking about, who were you asking about again? Dante was asking about Lucas Giolito on walks allowed. Not a great implied probability, only 44%, so someone to avoid. Irvin's going with 12 on the over. Okay, we like it. Javier Assad, very consistent on the overs. That's another one we're taking. Javier Assad on the over, 1.5 walks allowed. By the way, if you guys are watching on TikTok and you want to go see my screen in which I've got my picks up on the screen, we are on the phone today on TikTok. YouTube, we're getting YouTube, Twitch, and Kick have all of the picks up on our screen. Yo, Dante, you're exactly right. The Astros need to go on a winning streak, that's for sure. Top Dog, I agree with you. That's why there aren't too many good pitchers to bet on today, because there are a lot of openers. It's a big opener day across baseball. Irving Marquez, I cannot wait for you to cash some tickets, cash some money. By the way, if I don't say this enough, I am totally 100% rooting for you guys to cash as much money as possible. We are on the same team, Team Cashing Tickets. By the way, that's why I'm about to drop a ton of picks right now. If you guys share the channel, I'm challenging those on TikTok right now. If you guys share the channel, I am going to give out 3 picks. 3 picks. Put up the wrong fingers. I will put out 3 picks. If you are watching on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, share that channel. Catfish just shared it once, so we are going to share more of our picks right now. All you got to do is share the channel. That's it, guys. That's all you got to do. Next pick we're going to put up on the screen, we will take Braves on the money line. Pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. Irving Marquez, thanks for sharing the channel. Let's give out another pick. Pirates, I said I like them, plus 1.5. Definitely like that one. Pirates plus 1.5. Who wants another pick? You guys ready? Oh, this game got canceled. The game in LA got canceled between the Reds and the Angels. Not a surprise. They're going through pretty extreme conditions weather-wise there, but that game is canceled. I'll take the Padres on the money line, though. That's the next pick that I'm giving out. The next person to share the channel, I'll give out my first home run pick of the day. I haven't given out a player that I think is going to get a home run yet. Why am I sweating so much? Am I sweating? I don't think I'm sweating. I'm working it. I'm hustling, but am I sweating? I don't know, man. No heat in here. Someone get this poor man a sweat rag. It's too hot. It's too hot. My picks are too hot right now. We're just cooking. We're just cooking. Let's go. The picks are too hot, Ben. Next person to share the channel, I am going to give out a home run play of the day. A player I think is going to get a home run. Could be just the lighting. I'm not sweating too much. We're doing well. Everybody ready? Next person to share the channel, we will give out a a home run play. Definitely looks like sweat, though. Okay, that's cool. Share that channel, guys. Share that channel. Next person to share the channel, we are going to give out a home run pick. A player that I think is going to get a home run. If you guys are watching on YouTube, Kick, or Twitch and have a question, make sure you write it in the comment section. We're standing by to take them. If you are watching on TikTok and you need help with fantasy, DFS, sports betting, it doesn't matter the sport, but Fumble Sports is here. We don't put things behind a paywall. We don't ask you guys to spend money. All you guys got to do is share that channel. That's all you got to do. Share the channel. We'll give out our picks for free. Give away for free? Yeah, you heard me right, for free. Hit that share button, everybody. What's my best play for Major League Baseball? I'm giving out all my plays for Major League Baseball. All you got to do is share the channel. That's all you got to do. So far, we've given out Giants plus 1.5, Tigers on the money line, Cubs and Tigers over 7.5, Mariners on the money line, Red Sox to cover plus 1.5, Braves on the money line, Pirates plus 1.5, and the Padres on the money line. We still have more MLB game picks to give out, but the next thing I want to give out, I want to give out some home run picks. I have 6 home run picks. 6 players that I think are going to get a home run today. So every time we share the channel, I'm going to give out a player that I think is going to get a home run. So putting that challenge out there to you guys, if you're watching right now, doesn't cost you anything. Just copy the link, share the channel, and I will give out a player that I think is going to get a home run today. By the way, those have been cashing for us at about a 25% clip. Decent for home run picks. Decent. I know there's some other places on Twitter and TikTok and elsewhere that specialize in that. Billionaire Bill 23, thanks so much for following us. Because you followed us, I'm going to give out a home run pick. How about that? Because you decided to follow the channel, next play I'm going to give out, I got Matt Olson going yard tonight, everybody. I got Matt Olson going deep. Do I like the Cubs over 9 runs today? I like it at 7.5. 9 runs seems high. I think you could push on that. I like it, but I think the likelihood of a push is pretty high. If you could get that to 8.5, I'd feel a whole lot better. So the pick we just gave out for a home run pick is Matt Olson. I have another member of the Atlanta Braves when it comes to a home run. If you guys want that home run pick, just follow or, of course, hit the share button. That's all you got to do. Follow or hit the share button. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure that you just hit your questions in the comment section. Here for all of it, guys. Peterson over 2.5 walks against the Braves. Let's quickly look at that. We're going to jump on over to Outlier. Let's take a look at that one. And you're asking about David Peterson, starting pitcher for the New York Mets. His total set at 2.5. I rarely go with over 2.5, but it's been pretty consistent over the last 6 games. Looking at it on the road, though, not consistent. Not worth taking. Joseph, do not take that play. David Peterson, in his last 5 starts on the road, has only gone over 2.5 walks 1 time. He's gone over 1.5 4 times. But because the line is set at 2.5, I would not bet it. Do not take it. Do not take it. Not worth betting on. So I would avoid that 2.5 walk play. If you guys want another home run pick from me, I have another player that I think is going to get a home run. All you have to do is share the channel. Really easy. Doesn't cost you a dime. By the way, if you're watching on Kick, Twitch, or on YouTube, you guys can, contribute to the show, and I'll give out picks for that. Trying out our new setup today. Hope everybody is enjoying the show. Appreciate all of you guys being with us, no matter where you're watching from. But Fumble Sports loves talking sports every single day, so make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're a member of this amazing But Fumble Sports community. As always, we have our DFS lineup up on our website right now, butfumblesports.com. So if you want to go check out our DFS lineup, you'll see our cover boy for the day is Jose Altuve, expecting him to have a really good day. Jose Altuve has great numbers against James Paxton. I've already encouraged you guys to take him on a player prop bet. Luis Castillo, he got the cover for our MLB game trends of the day. If you've never seen our trends page before, we give out some good gambling information as well as notes on the starting pitcher every day. So definitely something you guys should make a part of your daily reading routine. And finally, players with a good history against the pitcher they'll be facing. Make sure you check that one out. Salvador Perez got the cover for that one. Appreciate you guys being with us. If you're watching on TikTok, just share that channel. I have more picks to give out, everybody. More picks to give out. All you have to do is share that channel. Because, come on, sharing is caring. Don't you care about Butt Fumble Sports? Here, how about we do another poll? What about the Panthers this season? What do I think of the Panthers? I think they are an offensive line away from being relevant. What I've seen so far in the preseason from the Carolina Panthers is they simply don't have an offensive line. They might have a really good defense. They might have a collection of kind of misfit toys on offense in terms of Miles Sanders and Hayden Hurst and others. But unfortunately, I just don't see them without an offensive line be able to do anything to help Bryce Young be successful. Joseph shared the channel, so let's give out another home run pick. Next player we think is going to get a home run, Austin Riley. I'm taking Austin Riley to hit a home run. So Matt Olson and Austin Riley, I'm taking both of them to go yard tonight. I have 4 more players I think are going to get a home run, everybody. 4 more players I like to go deep. Every time you guys share the channel, we'll give out one of those. How about a new challenge? When we get to 2,000 likes, I'm going to give out 2-player prop bets. So, when you share the channel, I'll give out a home run play. When we get up to 2,000 likes, I'll give out a player prop bet. How about that? Encouraging you guys to hit that like button, tap that screen. If you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you're participating. Does it show that I shared it on Telegram and Messenger? No, it actually doesn't. So if you did, my bad. I actually didn't see that. I think Elliot says, I think the Bears could win the division. That's my dark horse pick this season. I don't like it. Only reason, I feel like they're a year away from contending. I don't feel like they're quite there. I think they're on the right track. I love what they did in the draft. I think Darnell Wright was an outstanding draft pick. I think Terrell Edmonds was a great addition in free agency. Really like what they're building on their roster, but simply think they're still probably 1 year away from being a legitimate playoff contender, especially because I think the Lions, what the Lions were last year in many ways is what the Bears are this year. They're getting closer. They're being more legitimate in how they're building a roster, but I don't quite think they're there. Dylan, great to see you. Hot take, Deshaun Watson finishes as top 5 fantasy QB. Dylan, the only reason I think that's a hot take is he is not having a good training camp. He's not having a good preseason. From everything I'm hearing, he's throwing a lot of interceptions in camp. But if he comes back and plays just a little bit to the level we saw prior to, Massagegate or whatever, I certainly think he has the capability of being that kind of fantasy quarterback. Do the Broncos go 500? I think they're close. I think probably not. I think they're probably 7-4. 7-9. 8-9. I forgot it's 17. I think they'll probably go 8-9. 500, they'll be right on the cusp. 7-9, 8-8. I don't see them getting to 9-8. I think they have a really good defense, by the way. I do like their defense. Confidence level in the Boston pick, I would go as high as 60% on that. James Paxton has been an ace for the Red Sox. Christian Javier, he used to be a stud. He has not pitched that well over the course of the 2023 summer for a lot of reasons. I think that Red Sox to cover, I would take that at 60% confidence level. If you guys have fantasy football questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're answering all of your questions, talking about everything. Dante, do you think the Orioles can hold on to the number 1 spot in their division? Abso-frickin-lutely I can. I think the Tampa Bay Rays are in a free fall. They won't fall out of the playoff picture, but I think the Wander Franco incident is really hurting them. In their lineup, in their clubhouse, I think the Orioles are on the come up. I think the Rays are in a precarious position. I think the Orioles are going to hold on to that number 1 seed. And I think Camden Yards is going to be freaking rocking come postseason. And I cannot wait for it. Baltimore, get ready. Elliot, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to go very far in the playoffs. Joseph, Masataka Yoshida over half a strikeout. I would take that play. Now, I like Masataka Yoshida over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs as well. I think he will bounce back a little bit today. He hits righty pitching much better, but he's slumping of late. I could see him striking out today. So, Joseph, you actually might want to kind of be on both sides of it. I would maybe take him on over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and over half a strikeout, because both are actually good plays. You taking Goddard or Pitts at 6-10 turn? Personally, I think Pitts has the greater upside, so I would take Pitts, but I would draft a backup tight end in case he gets hurt. Goddard, there are a lot of mouths to feed in that offense. I think he could get good numbers. I think Pitts has the higher upside, so I would take Pitts. Prime time. That's right, by the way. College football is back. I cannot wait for college football this week. We have made it through the dark times, everybody. Speaking of some football, Kyle Klein, the Chargers are going to beat the Chiefs for the division. I'll believe it when I see it. I think the Chargers have the better team on paper, but Patrick Mahomes is a trump card. Jonathan Taylor or Josh Jacobs? I would go with Josh Jacobs, believe it or not. Now that he's resolved his dispute with the Las Vegas Raiders, I think that he's going to be fitting well into that offense. Where Jonathan Taylor, a lot of question marks. I think that early on, defenses are going to load the box to prevent him and Anthony Richardson from running. Maybe over time, Richardson forces defenses to respect his arm, but especially early on, I think I like Josh Jacobs more. Travis asks, 10th pick in a 10-man PPR, what's the way to go for that? I would take either a running back that's fallen. If you get like a Nick Chubb, I think he could be a good pick at pick 10. A Saquon Barkley could be a good pick at pick 10, because in a PPR, there's a tendency for wide receivers to go early. Additionally, probably Travis Kelce will go in those first 9 picks. But if wide receivers don't go early before you, pick up a wide receiver. But in a 10-man PPR, you have to think McCaffrey's gone, Eckler's gone, Bijan Robinson is gone for sure. Jamar Chase is gone. Justin Jefferson's gone. Probably Tyreek Hill. Maybe Diggs. So we're right at the cusp of like Chubb. We're right at the cusp of Saquon Barkley. I wouldn't take Derrick Henry personally, but I think that that's kind of where you're at. Travis Kelce, like I mentioned, so they're about, that's about eight picks that we mentioned. Is LSU going to beat Georgia? No, I don't think so. I think LSU is going to beat Florida State, though, this upcoming weekend. The best game of college football in the next 2 weeks. Really excited about it. Pitts, and then take a late round Kincaid. Dylan, 100%. I think Colton Cade's going to get harder to get late rounds because there's now talk about him. But Dalton Kincaid is a stud. Love him in that offense. If they do, I get a Butt Fumble Sports hat for golf. Kyle Klein, 100%. If that comes true, remind us of it. Cameron, what's up? Thoughts on this fantasy 10-man redraft for a wide receiver core? Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley. Oh my God. Love it. Could you get a better trio of wide receivers that could pop this year? I think Devontae Smith may have a bit of a regression, but Garrett Wilson and Calvin Ridley, great quarterbacks coming into their prime. Really love it. Will Colorado beat TCU? No, they won't. No, they won't. There's going to be a lot of talk in that game. The one person who's not getting enough talk is Colorado's quarterback. Shakir Sanders, I believe his name is. I might be wrong on that. But the point is, Deion's son, he can sling. He is going to be drafted into the NFL as a quarterback. Mark my words. So I think that game's going to be a bit more competitive, but I think TCU ultimately wins. Peter, thanks so much for following the channel. Want to make sure I give out picks. I promised When you guys share the channel, when you guys follow the channel, want to make sure I give out picks. First, Ben, do I trade Adams and Njoku for Wilson and Kittle? Ben, abso-frickin-lutely. Love that. Yes, I would. Garrett Wilson and Kittle for Adams and Njoku? Yes, it's actually a really fair trade. It's a really good trade, believe it or not. Let me give out some more picks. Because Peter just followed, I'm going to give out 2 more home run picks. How about that? I like Corey Seager to go deep tonight. Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers. And I like Luis Robert Jr. as well. So those are 2 more home run picks for you guys. By the way, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll really quick. Drew, thank you so much. Drew, you just reached a new level. Pretty cool, Drew. Let's do another poll. Okay, guys? LSU and Florida State. Those guys are meeting in their first game. Who wins, LSU or Florida State? When's that game? LSU versus Florida State. That game is September 3rd. Which team's going to win? Smiley face for LSU, crying face for Florida State. Smiley face LSU, crying face Florida State. So a quick poll. Which team wins the biggest matchup, I believe, of the first 2 weeks of the college football season? Smiley face for LSU, crying face for Florida State. Top Dog says LSU. LSU out to an early lead. Which team is going to ultimately win? Smiley face LSU, crying face Florida State. Let's see what you guys think. Kyle Klein's going LSU. Smiley face for LSU, crying face for Florida State. Which team is ultimately going to win that Week 1 college football matchup? That game is on September 3rd. Right now, LSU's ranked 5th, Florida State ranked 8th. It is, I believe it's at a neutral site, actually. Gotta check on the site. Smiley face LSU, crying face Florida State. Which team is going to win that one? On YouTube, it's a clean sweep. What's the spread? That's an interesting question, actually. Let me go check on that one really quick. I hadn't checked on the spread. Smiley face LSU, crying face Florida State. Let me go check on what the spread is for that game, for that college football matchup. Beep, boop, boop, boop. And week 2. Week 1's got nothing but really duds. That week 2, where's Florida State? LSU, Florida State. LSU, Florida State. LSU. Where is this? Oh, I'm too far gone. I forget that they extend week 1 forever. Week 1's a ton of... Okay, the spread right now is LSU minus 2.5. LSU minus 2.5 is the spread. Personally, I still kind of like LSU to cover. I think probably 2.5, a little dicey. Yes, it could be a 1-score game, literally a point or 2. But I would kind of lean towards LSU minus 2.5. That game is at a neutral site. MVP Metcalf, what's up, dude? My 12-man draft yesterday. QB, Mahomes, love it. Wide receiver, Jefferson, love it. McLaurin, love it. Gibbs, love it. Pacheco, love it. Great lineup. Hawkinson. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Do you play with idiots, MVP Metcalf? Do you play with grandmothers at the nursing home who don't know who these guys are? Are they still drafting Tom Brady in your league? MVP Metcalf just robbed the draft. MVP Metcalf, I'm gonna start calling you the burglar because you just robbed your league of a great draft. Outstanding. And the Jets defense. Dalvin Cook, love it. You killed it. You had the first pick overall and you crushed it. By the way, just getting breaking news as Wald Peraza is getting called up by the Yankees, so it's about time the New York Yankees finally calling up some of their young talent. It was about damn time. I mean, geez Louise. Do the Yankees suck or what? I just want to make sure we're all aware of this. The Yankees suck so much right now. It is so enjoyable. I am enjoying it so damn much. Like, I shouldn't be reveling in it, but I am. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, next person to share the channel, I'm going to give out all of my picks, all of my MLB game picks. Next person to share the channel, I have a few more MLB game picks to give out. Want to drop them right now for you. Yeah, Fire Boone is right. Kevin, Colts are going to win the AFC South. That's very funny, Kevin. Kevin does stand-up comedy. Drew, hitting that like button. Somebody hit that share button. Yo, MVP Metcalf, your team is fire. Straight fire. Need someone to share that channel. I've got a bunch of MLB game picks to give out. And Drew just hit the share button. Elliot hit the share button. You guys know what to do. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Just keep doing it. I got more picks to give out. I love the Royals to cover tonight. Royals plus 1.5 might be one of my favorite plays of the night. Love the Royals to cover plus 1.5. Absolutely a favorite play of the day for me. Love that one right there. I would take the Rangers on the money line as well. I would also take the Rangers and Diamondbacks, yes, to a run in the first inning. So a bunch of plays up on the screen for you guys. I just hope the Lions don't put Montgomery on the goal line. I think either way you're going to be good. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get plenty of touches, plenty of targets in the passing game. I am not worried in the least. The Colts are favored 3.5 over the Jaguars. For what? For preseason? For week 1? Come on. What are we talking here? Any Little League World Series bets? Actually, did you know that the Rhode Island Little League team has won the Little League World Series as many times as any other state? Keep your eye on that. By the way, that's not true. Kevin is putting out lies. Kevin is putting out false news. The Colts are not favored by 3.5. Come on now. Come on now. In fact, let's see what that spread actually is for that game. Since Kevin's having some fun. MVP Metcalf, you got a good one in Justin Jefferson, that's for sure. Look at FanDuel. Maybe on a teaser, but certainly not on straight up. Come on now. Colts are 3.5-point underdogs. 3.5-point underdogs. The Jaguars are favored by 3.5. By the way, I like the Jaguars on that. I like the Jaguars to cover. I'd buy the 1.5 like Fumble Sports does. MVP Metcalf, it's almost Seahawks season. That's right. I have some more player prop bets that I want to give out. So if you guys hit the share button right now, I'm going to give out some more player prop bets because I have a bunch of those to give out. Bunch of player prop bets that I'm going to drop for you guys. So just share the channel. We've gotten a lot of likes. You guys have been hitting that like button. Drew just shared the channel again. Let's go. I'm going to give out Trey Turner. Trey Turner over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. That's Trey Turner. Yeah, I like Charbonnet and Jackson Smith and Jigba as well. Not Joe Altuve, Jose Altuve. Next pick that I'm going to give out, Wilmer Flores. Really like Wilmer Flores today, everybody. Wilmer Flores might be a good player to have in your fantasy lineup. The California kids play Little League tonight. Should you take them? California usually comes through. Usually California, unless they run into a juggernaut, California is usually a good bet. Wilmer Flores is someone I absolutely like. Over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs for Wilmer Flores. Keep your eye on him. I could see him going deep. Keep your eye on Wilmer Flores tonight. Definitely someone I could also see going deep. Speaking of going deep, I have 2 players I like to go deep tonight. 2 more, actually. I'll give out all of them. Wilmer Flores, MJ Melendez, to go with Luis Robert Jr., Corey Seager, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson. Bug Eyes likes the Cubs are going to destroy the Tigers tonight. Okay, well, I like the Tigers on the money line, so Bug Eyes will have to come back tomorrow and see if you're right or if I'm right. Friendly wager on it. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button no matter which platform you're watching on. Hit that follow button, everybody. Top Dog just shared on Twitter. Thank you so much, Top Dog. Let's give out another pick for you guys. Someone I don't like. This is a player I don't like tonight. How about that? A player we don't like tonight, Michael Conforto. Michael Conforto, over half a strikeout. Michael Conforto, over half a strikeout. MVP Metcalf. Nick Wright has Aaron Donald in his top 10 NFL players. Yeah, probably. I mean, Aaron Donald still deserves that. He is still that good a player. Are the Rams that good? Absolutely not. Is Aaron Donald that good? Absolutely he is. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Money line is high for that game. What's the run line? Elliot, what's the spread on it? MVP Metcalf, not top 10. How about this? Give me 3 defensive players who are better than Aaron Donald. If you just give me 3 defensive players that are better than Aaron Donald, maybe I'll believe he doesn't belong in the top 10. Right now, I think he belongs in the top 10. Just give me 3 defensive players. By the way, do I think Myles Garrett is better? No. Do I think Bosa is better? Yes. But he's not on the field right now. He's in a contract dispute. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. But Fumble Sports is live every single weekday at 5 p.m. Every single weekday at 5 p.m. And we are going to be live on the weekends at 11 a.m. Now to make sure that you guys can get us every time you guys want before college football. So make sure you're hitting that follow button, everybody. By the way, Theodore, no. Do I think Max Crosby is better than Aaron Donald? No, he's not. No, he's not. Max Crosby's a really good player. I think Max Crosby would tell you he's not as good as Aaron Donald. Come on now. PS2, Patrick Surtain II. That's actually a great pick. I think Patrick Surtain II is a very underrated corner. He could be the best corner in the league, just no one talks about him. And by the way, no one throws at him either. But do I think Myles Garrett is better than Aaron Donald right now? I don't. I still think Aaron Donald is the second best defensive player behind Bosa. That's Nick Bosa, not Joey. But other than that, I don't know if there's another defensive player. I think Fred Warner is up there, but I'm definitely getting some gray hairs, man. You notice it. No, the gray hairs are definitely coming in. Oh, by the way, Micah Parsons will get there. Micah Parsons isn't there quite yet, but boy, is he close. He might be the 4th best defensive player, 5th best defensive player in the league. And think about how young he is. But definitely the gray hairs are definitely coming in. Okay, we've given out all of our MLB game picks. We've given out some player prop bets. We've given out some home run picks. If you guys want to join us every single day, make sure you're hitting that follow button, everybody. Who's my top rookie? I think Bijan Robinson is probably going to be the top offensive rookie. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a great year. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to dazzle people. I think Zay Flowers is a stud. Zay Flowers is going to wow some people. Those are just kind of off the cuff. On the defensive side, I think Christian Gonzalez, man. I think the Jets, the Lions, a bunch of teams made a mistake, and they let a stud shutdown corner fall to the New England Patriots. You know who I haven't heard about during the preseason? Christian Gonzalez. You want to know why? Because he covers so well that they're not throwing at him. He is a really good cover corner. I think that he is going to have a really good year. Really good year. And by the way, Will Anderson. But that's an obvious one. Will Anderson looks fantastic. Will Anderson is going to be as advertised. He was that good in college. He's going to be that good in the pros. The Houston Texans hit a home run with Will Anderson. I'm such a big fan of him. So smart, capable, can be a downhill attacker, can go side to side. Really like it. Okay, everybody. Any more questions? You have any more fantasy football questions? We're still with you guys for a couple more minutes. If any of you guys watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick have any questions, more than happy to help you guys out. User 43101 asks, I have Pollard as a keeper and second pick. Would you take McCaffrey or Chase? The projections would tell you McCaffrey. Personally, I would take Jamar Chase. I think McCaffrey is going to get hurt at some point during the year. Nick Wright having Trevor Lawrence top 10 is ridiculous. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Trevor Lawrence isn't a top 10 player yet. He has the potential. Drew, what are you asking for? Are you mocking today? No. No mock draft today. We will do a mock draft tomorrow. We will do a fantasy football mock draft tomorrow. By the way, breaking news. The Colts allow Jonathan Taylor to seek a trade. Breaking news out of the NFL. The Colts are allowing Jonathan Taylor to seek a trade. So, it is on Jonathan Taylor and his representatives. If they can find a buyer, the word now that is coming in is Jonathan Taylor has been given the green light to pursue a trade out of Indianapolis. Big news. Another reason I mentioned earlier, I don't like him in fantasy this year. Billionaire Bill, I do like MJ Melendez to hit a home run today. Yes, I do. MJ Melendez to hit a home run. The 6 players I like to hit a home run today are Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Corey Seager, Luis Robert Jr., Wilmer Flores, and MJ Melendez. By the way, Drew, the Bills don't have the cap space. The Bills don't have, they would get him for a year. They wouldn't be able to pay him. And the whole point about this is Jonathan Taylor wants to get paid, so he's not going to want to go to a team that's going to just want to franchise, that's going to want to do what the Colts just did to him. So I don't see that happening. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, no matter the platform you're watching on, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Finally, one last poll question. Will Jonathan Taylor be traded? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Will Jonathan Taylor be traded? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Poll question, will Jonathan Taylor be traded? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Ben, submit that again. You didn't get the vote in. Smiley face yes, crying face no. Will Jonathan Taylor be traded? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Will Jonathan Taylor be traded? Smiley face yes for Jonathan Taylor gets traded. Crying face if no, he is still a Colt. Smiley face yes, crying face no. Will Jonathan Taylor be traded? He's been given the green light. Smiley face for yes, crying face for no. Will Jonathan Taylor be traded by the Colts in 2023, let's say? Smiley face yes, crying face no. Dante says yes. Kyle Klein says yes. Birdbrain says yes. Smiley face yes, crying face no. Jonathan Taylor, according to those viewers, they think yes. Kyle hopes so. Will the Ravens win a 25th straight playoff game, a preseason game rather? Probably. I'm not going to bet it. You guys know I don't bet preseason football, but the answer is probably. At some point the streak has to end, but they certainly care about it. Kyle Klein, I hear you. Okay, everybody, that's going to be our show for today. I really appreciate all of you guys joining, no matter the platform, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. This has been an outstanding audience today. I so appreciate the support you guys show us. We're trying some new things, whether we're on the phone, on the screen. We're trying to drive traffic to YouTube. We're trying to get new engagement with TikTok. We certainly appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. We are going to be live at 5 p.m. tomorrow. So Wednesday on August 22nd, we will be live at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Sorry, what am I talking about? Tuesday, August 22nd. We will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will do a mock draft tomorrow, everybody. Mock draft will be tomorrow. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. As I say at the end of every show, I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening. And I hope you cash a ton of tickets tonight. Until tomorrow, have a great night. We are live